Hello again. Today's video is actually going to be a bit short. We decided that we needed to take care of some scrap. These are old cuts that were made with the Alaskan mill that have been sitting around. Some of them are scrap from harvesting some crates that we had harvested, and so they're like kind of too thin to do pretty much anything with. But we had to make some room with sheltered storage for some furniture that we've been given for when we get our spare room built, and we needed somewhere to put that. So these scraps were decided to become firewood. Although there's a few of them that I couldn't bring myself to cut up because there's some of the ash boards in there that I have to set aside because they're just too pretty and nice to not use for something down the road. I started out trying to use the chainsaw. My original thought was to use the dump trailer to shift the load back, but I didn't press the down button fast enough, and so it ended up dumping the top of the load, which was a pain. And using the chainsaw just wasn't working very well. So we decided we were going to use a circular saw, which meant either putting everything back in the trailer and moving the trailer, or bringing a battery-powered circular saw, which I've kind of come to hate and despise. It has its place. It has some times where it's advantageous to use, but it just doesn't have the power. It doesn't have the, like, every time I use it then switch back to the corded circular saw, I'm just blown away by how much power the corded circular saw has. But this is one of those times where it does come in handy, being able to just cut things up. You can see we decided it was a cold and miserable enough day that we wanted to have a fire, even though we didn't actually end up spending much time working on it because this project took way longer than we thought. I need to set up my chop saw somewhere, which this would have been quick work with that. But as with everything else, since we don't have our barn/shop yet, we have to just make do with what we have for the time being. And so we had the idea that I could just cut them straight into the wheelbarrow, which would make cleanup easier, and it actually made the actual cutting process easier as well. And then we'll stack it all up on our little firewood stand and have lots of dry, thin material for using for whatever we need. It's interesting. I'm always fascinated by the differences in color of different woods. Like that board is cedar. That one was a very dirty maple. Not sure why it's so brown actually, but I think that one was one of the ash boards that I mentioned that was just too pretty, too good to not use. This one was cottonwood. This one was a pine. That one's another pine. And these really thin ones are, like I said, they're actually from some window crates that we'd picked up. There's a company that does construction windows, and they get them shipped in these crates that are built out of 2x10, 2x12, sometimes 2x8s stacked next to each other to build the outer crate, and then the structural bracing, they use these half-inch by 6 boards that they just use to keep it from racking, and then they load it with like 12 or 14 panes of glass, double paned argon insulated glass. We actually have 2 of those crates waiting for us to build something to actually put some of that glass in, because apparently it was made with the wrong color, slightly the wrong size, whatever the case, but where they stack all of their pallets or crates to let people come and pick them up and dispose of them, they had 2 of these out there, and I just happened to ask, what are you going to do with that? And they said, well, we're going to throw them away. And I said, hey, can you just throw them away onto my trailer? And they won't do that again, because they said due to liability they won't load onto someone else's trailer, which, alright, whatever. But I mean, we got 2 crates of argon insulated giant window pane glasses. One of the crates is 3x6. The other crate is 4x6 for the window size. So they're pretty awesome windows. We plan on making a greenhouse at some point with some of them. That way the walls of the greenhouse can actually be insulated. Build some of them into the barn, into the shed, who knows what. But they're just sitting there waiting to be built. So the upside to having all of this stuff that has been drying, some of it for 3 years now, it burns really well, really fast, really hot. GoPro doesn't really pick up the fire sounds, but everybody enjoys a fire. So anyway, the thinnest stuff from those crates makes great fire starter. It's fantastic for that purpose. But anyway, I'll have to go back out and clean up some more. And then I need to create a stand rack type device for all of my lumber offcuts as I'm milling. I've got a pretty big and growing pile of that I need to cut down into firewood sizes. But that'll be another video for another day, so that'll be sufficient for today. Like I said, nice, just quick little video. It's kind of fun to see the grasses grow back and to have this little campfire area developing. We're hoping that our wildflower seeds will take seed and grow on those walls around the outer edge of it, but we'll see how that goes now that spring's coming. As always, thank you for watching. Stay safe and healthy, and may God bless you and yours.